And we're live. What's going on, everybody? I should have started up the we got people, it takes them a while to get in here, Richard,
Yeah.
for because they watch that ad at the beginning once it starts. I keep
Uh,
forgetting to put that countdown thing. So you know what I'm gonna do?
what's that?
I'm gonna start that countdown right now. I know it's a little unorthodox, but we're gonna wait for
Hey, go
people to
for it.
get in here. Let's do it.
That'll work.
See, that wasn't so bad. We got a few more people just came in here. What's going on, everybody? How you doing? I hope everybody's well. Welcome to Panfish Nation. My name is Mark, and today, Mr. Richard Cluck from Fishing and Freedom is joining me. What's going on, Richard? How you doing, bud?
Oh, doing great, brother. How about yourself?
I'm doing all right. I'm tired. I'm getting old. Been working on that. I got just a little backstory for everybody. I put a different trolling motor on my boat, and it was quite the undertaking. Waiting to get parts. I mean, it took me 2 weeks just to get the plug to be able to use it on my boat. So once I got it on and everything, I figured out that the plug that was sent to me was the wrong one, and yada yada yada, all that good stuff. But I managed to get it on. I had to return a bunch of parts. I went from Minn Kota to Garmin just for the reason that it'll work with my electronics, which makes all the
Right.
sense in the world. I'm telling you, I like that Altera, and I was real close to buying one of them, but that self deploy is why I would buy it. But the other features, like I couldn't use besides the 2D transducer on it, there was no way to mount my live scope transducer on there, any of that stuff. So kind of my hands were kind of tied. And with this one, I'll be able to do all of that and control it from my head units. So
You just got that on. You haven't even got to use it yet, have you?
I haven't. That's tomorrow. That's what I was doing all day today. I was out there getting the boat ready, cleaned up, putting the lithium battery back in there, hooking up the other batteries, stuff like that. They're taking it out of storage. I pulled the cowling off of my boat and put a shot of some cylinder oil in each one real quick, and it's an 8-cylinder, so that took me a little while to do. So I had busy day. Look at this. We got a bunch of people in here. You mind if I stop real quick and say hello to everybody, Richard?
Hey, let's do it.
All right, I see 217 Rebel Outdoors in the house. What's going on, bud? There's my buddy Creole Catfishing. How you doing, Jeremy? What's up, buddy? There's channel member Dan Thompson. What's going on, bud? How you doing? Danny Stone Outdoors in the house. I imagine Danny will be fishing sometime this weekend, if not soon afterwards. Greg Burgess in the house. There's our buddy Joe Buck. Hopefully you're well, my friend. He's also a channel supporter. I see Lyle in there watching. I see setting hooks and crossing eyes. What's going on, Ryan? How you doing, bud? We got a fish this year for sure. Potomac River Monsters. What's up, buddy? Glad you could join us. What's this? Schmieder of the Cedars. I think that's Josh. I'm not quite sure. If not, welcome. I see Wayne Hosk in there. What's up, Wayne? He's a great supporter of Panfish Nation. He's also a big supporter of my channel, which is going to come back into full effect here real soon, folks. I apologize, but I wasn't going ice fishing. We'll talk about that too, Richard. Stonefly in the
All
house.
right.
How you doing? Let's see. Did I miss anybody? Eric Massey Jig Company. What's going on, Eric? How you doing? Mike Young in the house. What's up, Mike? How you doing? I got to be
Hey,
careful
Mike.
reading somebody's names. I don't know where Josh is. I haven't seen his name in there. If you're watching, Josh, how you doing, bud? So here's something. I mentioned ice fishing, Richard. I got a text the other day from a friend of mine that we kind of both know. He invited me to go ice fishing up in Canada in March. Was it March? In March, I think. But it entailed a 50-mile snowmobile ride. I'm like, I don't know.
Man, I don't know.
Going for
It
lake
might be
trout.
might be worth it. Might be worth it, depending on what you're catching. But
It might be
that's a
worth it.
long haul on a snowmobile.
It would be fun. I don't see why I couldn't handle that. A snowmobile isn't too much. It actually rides a little better than an ATV as far as I'm concerned. I got a lot of experience with those two, so I don't worry about that as much as the cost of it. It would pretty much kind of below my summer travel budget, which I do have one, so might be coming to a lake near you folks. So it seemed like I really been trying not to say no to things like that, but I just couldn't swing it this time. Hey, we got some more people that came in here. What's up, Crappie Day Fish on? There's my good friend Butterflies and Sunshine. How you doing, dear? Let's see. I think I saw somebody else in here. JG Hill Studios. What's up, JG? How you doing? I think I did say hello to Stonefly, but we'll say hello again just in case. If I missed you, I apologize, folks. So consider this your blanket hello. So Richard, I know we were talking a little bit behind the show. Let's fill people in on what's going on. I hear you had some issues with your boat. What happened with that?
Oh man, there's been one thing or another after this winter. Well, starting off, my truck went down. My good truck that I pulled the boat with, it was down for a month, so I didn't get to fish while it was in the shop. But finally got it fixed, and then busted lower unit on my boat. I guess I had a leaky seal that I didn't know about, and so we had a couple of days. It got down to -10, -15. And I walked out into the carport and seen a pool of oil. I said, "Uh-oh." It froze and busted my lower unit all to pieces. So anyway, I ordered a new one. Took a while, got it here. I went to put it on, pulled the prop off, and realized my prop was bent and it was in bad shape. Crap. So I had to order a prop. So I'm waiting on it. But so yeah, I've been down for about a month or so. Haven't been able to get too much fishing. It's killing me too, man. I've been itching to go. The river's looking good, but it is what it is.
You can always bank fish with Danny too, right?
Yeah, I mean, I ain't opposed to it. I ain't forgot how, but man, I've gotten awful spoiled to that boat. I'll be honest with you.
I think I might have forgotten how to bank fish. I meant to get out there and do something. The ponds are thought out here, so that maybe I will. But I'm going to try and get out tomorrow, and I got to calibrate that trolling motor first, and then we'll go looking for some fish and stuff. So.
But
Ray Smith, channel member. Let me say hello to Ray. What's going on, Ray? Yeah. How you doing? Welcome. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for supporting the channel. Lyle appreciates it. What were you going to say? I apologize for interrupting.
I was just saying, yeah, but everything should be back up to. All I got to do is get the prop in, pump some oil in it. I'm gonna go out this weekend, probably to a little lake or something. Just take it easy on it, try it out, make sure everything's good. But yeah, then I'll be ready to hit the water running, you know. And also, just on the YouTube side of things, haven't put out any videos in a while either because, man, I just had a little cheap laptop that Steph did all the video editing and all that stuff with, and it was on its last leg, and it's finally about fried. But I got a new computer on the way, an actual good one that I can start. Well, she can start making more videos and stuff with. So
yeah,
I should be doing a lot more recording lately. But yeah, not me.
I was going to say you. Wait a minute, I didn't think it worked that way in that house. So.
Absolutely not. But so that'll be coming soon. I'll finally be able to start making some new videos here before long.
How is Stephanie doing? Is she doing good? I miss her.
Oh man, she's doing great. Yep, doing great. We just finished up supper and she's sitting in there, cuddled up with the cat, watching.
Hi, Stephanie. How you doing? Oh, you know, I need to let everybody know what's going on. Lyle, hopefully we'll be back next week. He's been taking care of some family business, and by the time he gets home from doing all that every day, he's been kind of tired. So he asked us to step up and kind of take control of stuff for until he's ready and he got that stuff done. So he's doing fine. He's just a little tired. But he'll be back before you know it, folks. So I'm sure he appreciates all the thoughts and stuff for him too as well.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, there's my buddy Tim Molina. What's going on, Tim? How you doing, sir? I meant to text him today, but I got wrapped up with stuff. I'll text you tomorrow, Tim. Did you look at all right now? The buying and selling fishing gear is what I wanted to talk about tonight. Reason being is I sold a couple of things on Facebook Marketplace in the past week that they, you know, which is weird for me. Usually I'll put something out there and it'll take forever for the stuff to get sold. But it didn't. I sold equipment I replaced on my boat fairly quickly, and it came to me to have a show regarding that and how us and the people in chat go about, you know, either trading up or finding first time gear or something like that. Not necessarily new. I know there's a lot of people out there, they have sponsors and stuff and are pro staffers and such. But you know, there's that other side of the coin. I mean, what are you going to do? How many fishing poles you got behind you, Richard?
20 or 30.
There you go.
That's in that corner. That's not the other three corners.
Well, there you go. You could always go ahead and sell something like that. Do you buy a lot of used gear? Do you sell a lot of used gear?
I sell. Unfortunately, I sell a lot more than I buy. I buy a lot of new gear, but I have bought quite a bit of used stuff. Not too many like rods and reels and things, but like electronics, trolling motors, things like that. I've bought a lot of used because those are usually big ticket items, you know. So I've got on Marketplace, Craigslist, things like that, and I've found several deals on, fish finders, and even bought a few trolling motors off there before in the past.
And have you ever gotten burned? That's a big question, or that's a big thing that everybody worries about.
Well, I'm not afraid to admit it. Yes, I've only got burned one time on a deal like that. It was actually last year, and it was quite a bit, man. It was for there was a hummingbird, like a, I don't know, 10, 12 inch hummingbird on there, and it was pretty good price. And I was like, cool, buy it. So the person looked legit. It was a nice, lady, didn't look shady or anything, selling it for her dad, because dad's not good with the internet kind of thing. Anyway,
Uh-huh.
yeah, I got burned on that deal. That cost me, but it happens. Lesson learned.
Knock on wood, I haven't gotten burned doing any of that stuff, but I kind of go that extra mile. Like, all right, let's take the hummingbird. I sold a 9-inch Helix, a Gen 4, this
Mhm.
week. And the guy that I sold it to lives up in Milwaukee, so he actually took like a hour and 40-minute drive to come down here. But prior to that, he was so worried that I wasn't even a real person. He thought I was a bot, that he
Yeah,
requested a FaceTime call, which we did, and he was fine with that.
that's
Actually,
a good
we're
idea.
yeah, actually, we're friends on Facebook now, so he's a good dude. I like to deal with a lot of cash. One of the
Yeah.
things we do here in the town I live in, there's in the parking lot, they have a webcam that they record, and it's called
Hmm.
their online safe online purchase area or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So you can go over there, do your transaction. It's all by the police station. It's all on their closed circuit TV. They keep a recording of that stuff, and it usually goes pretty good. I use that quite a bit, especially with some high dollar items, or sometimes like I don't need people seeing that I got my boat in the garage or what I'm replacing, stuff like that. It's none of their business. So you always want to keep that. Um, I wanted to stress that in the back of your head whenever you're making online purchases or even making sales. You don't know
Yeah, for
what's
sure.
in store for you. But if you're willing to, take that slight risk, which is a slight risk, I'm sure the percentages are really low on the people that actually, get either hurt or burned on something are relatively low if you're take a lot of precautions to do so. So I wanted to make sure I said that before I start talking people into buying and selling online. So
Yeah, like I said, it is a risk, but it's very low. 99%. I mean, that's the only time it's ever happened. And I sell and buy a lot of crap online, so that's the only time I've ever had any issues. So most time it's fine. And I'm kind of like you. I'm not just going to invite everybody to my house to come pick
mhm.
something up, but if it's somebody I can ask around or they're friends with somebody I know on Facebook, I'll ask around. If they seem pretty good people, they'll come by and pick up some reels or rods, something like that. But yeah, you just got to kind of do a little research, look them
Yeah,
up, if you can.
check out their profile. If they got an empty
Yeah,
profile, if you're doing this through Facebook with just a couple of pictures or something, chances are they're not to be trusted. If you see somebody who has a lot of fishing pictures, or let's say you're selling a mountain bike, they have a lot of mountain biking pictures like that. You know that this person, it sways you in the legit category, or them in the legit
right.
category is what I do. Um, So I mean, it works out pretty good now as far as like payments and stuff. What kind of payments have you used in the past?
I prefer cash, if I can, if I'm going to meet in person. But anymore with the internet being, a lot more accessible nowadays. Used to, it was everything was in cash, but now I can find stuff on the other side of the country or in different states, something I want
Mhm.
specifically. Well, some dude might have it over in, Eastern Kentucky, and I'm not willing to drive 8 or 10 hours. So it's the online thing. I know it was scary for me at first too, but like your Cash App, I know there's Venmo. I've never used Venmo, but mostly PayPal, Cash App is how I do stuff like that.
PayPal, I kind of worry about because somebody could, let's say they bought that hummingbird for me, right? They
Hmm.
can claim that they got ripped off or whatever and complain day and night to PayPal, and they'll refund their money, and you're out of everything. You know, um, Apps. I've been using apps like Zillow and
Yeah.
which is directly, it's through my bank, so they're pretty good about it. And what's the other one? Cash App I've used too, but Cash pretty much is the good one. So
Yeah. Yeah. Zillow's a good option. Stephanie prefers Zillow. She's used it before, and it's straight bank transfer. So it goes through your bank. It's a little safer.
yeah. Creole's got a tip. He says, I always meet in a very well lit public place. Good man. That's a good way to do it.
For sure.
And Stoneflesh says, I always have 11 friends locked and loaded. I hear you there.
Yes, sir.
I would never show up to a meeting like that. Ryan over at Setting Hooks Across the Ice says Zelle. That works.
Zelle, yeah.
Zelle, that's it. Correct. Thanks for correcting us. What's going on, Troy, over at Real and Virtual Outdoors? How you doing, bud?
Hey, Troy. How's it going, brother?
Creole says, Cash App is horrible for fraud and stolen identity problems, according to Laura. She sees a lot of that at the bank, unfortunately. Good to know.
Wow.
It looks like I'm going to quit using Cash App. I also don't like the people who own Cash App, but that's another story. So, when you went to fix your boat, did you actually go look for a lower unit on
Well, yeah, I was looking around online, like Marketplace, Craigslist, trying to find a used one around here, and couldn't find one. So I ended up finding a remanufactured one because a new one was like almost $3,000,
Wow.
So I ended up finding a remanufactured one out of Illinois. I forget the name of the place, but that's what they do. Is they're a boat, motors and lower units, parts and pieces, and they took it in, fixed it up, reseal them, everything, check them. It's even got a year warranty with it. So I ended up buying that online. It was pretty quick. They got it here in 2 days.
Which shipping on that cost you? If you don't mind me asking.
$100.
$100, yeah. Man,
yeah, because it's pretty heavy. It was like 50 pounds, so it was $100 shipping.
I don't know if anybody remembers, but I sold a Gibson guitar that I used to have, a studio, and it cost me, what did it cost me? I think it cost me $158 to ship that thing.
Okay.
Package and ship. Yeah, it shipped to New Jersey. So
I sold a big Marshall amp one time, shipped it. That was rough.
I'd imagine. So Creole Catfish says Timo is also terrible for the same reasons. Yeah, careful with those low budget stuff. Hey, look at that. Hi, Michelle. She says, never go alone. Always have backup. Good deal. Lance McCoo guys joined us too. The stuff I do at home, I got one of those ring type doorbells, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just make sure that I can see where the transactions happen there too. That gives you a
record. Yeah, good idea.
Doesn't do you any good if you're a goner afterwards, but hopefully that won't happen.
Right.
Creole Catfish says PayPal is the most secure and Venmo is a close second. That's good to know. Look at this stranger, Mr. Hooks and Hammocks in the house. What's going on, Chris? How you doing, bud?
What's up, Chris? Taylor?
Everybody must have the day off going to CatCon. What's going on, Mr. Jeff Beal? How you doing, sir?
Hey, there's another good place too if you're looking to buy gear. If you're just going anyway or going to be in the area, I think it's isn't it Murillo? He started the swap shop part of CatCon, and we've been to 2 of them, and man, you can find some pretty good gear and pretty good deals, because most people that are going to go take something like that, they're fishermen like us, they know kind of what things are worth, what they're bringing, and so they're not asking an arm and a leg. They're fair prices, and most of them don't want to haul all that stuff home, so they're like motivated sellers. It's a pretty good place to pick up some gear.
I sold some stuff there. This happened before CatCon, but last year I sold hooks and hammocks, a couple of fishing rods. We had a deal go there, but those were ones I was taking there. I sold a slime cat rod. I got rid of that sucker. It was super, super stiff as far as a fishing rod goes. I sold that there, and I think I sold something else. I don't know. If Murillo's watching, he might be able to speak up if he remembers. But yeah, that's a good deal. If you're going to CatCon, you got stuff to sell. That's a good place to do it as well. You ever do anything through eBay?
Yeah, I do more buying. I've bought a ton of reels on eBay. I haven't sold much on eBay. I sold some. I think I sold a guitar amp and some stuff long time ago, but I buy a lot on eBay. Yeah, you can pick up some pretty good deals. I had I was using all these pin reels, those little Rival 50s or Rival 20s.
Uh-huh.
I just every couple weeks I get on there and look, and there'd be another one for like $50 or something. I ended up buying like a dozen of them off there.
Chris says, I'm going to sell Telly to the lowest bidder. It's not how it works, Chris. It's not how it works.
Yeah, you find some pretty good stuff on eBay. You got to be careful though. Some people on eBay, they're just kind of throwing something at the wall and seeing if it sticks. So they'll put a ridiculous price on it, like more than new price, you know. So you just kind of shop around and look around.
Yeah, there's a lot of gouging going on eBay for sure. At least as of lately, it's not like what it used to be like back in the day on eBay. You could get a good deal. Now, not as much. You're paying retail or Amazon prices, you know, if you're getting a good deal there. But I have sold some things on there. Last year I sold my Markham LX7 ice fishing sonar, which is kind of a higher end unit. And I think I got what I was asking for it, but you know, me being a big dummy, and I did call myself a big dummy, I didn't realize that they were going to charge me like $140 in fees.
Oh wow. No kidding.
So I won't do that again.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind if you're selling on eBay, folks, especially high dollar items. You know, low dollar items, you're not going to notice that. A $10 item, if you got to pay them $1, it doesn't hurt as bad as what happened to me. So
you talk about gouging too. A couple years ago, when Stephanie bought me that Tarova for the boat, well, they had like a shortage. I guess it was during the COVID thing or something. You couldn't get the actual remotes, the good remotes with the screens. So they were sending the little small cheap remotes with them. But I wanted the better remote. So I was looking all over trying to find one, and man, there was people had $400 or $500 for some like really rough looking ones out there. And I finally found I want to say it was maybe Crawley Marine or somebody had one, you know, a new one. It was like $200, but still, it's better than $400 or $500 for a used one.
Not fishing related, and you know, we seldom on this show go off the topic of fishing. We never stray from it. If you watch the show or listen to the show, you know that's a lie.
Right.
My wife used to buy me this cologne back, not too in a recent past, and they quit making this stuff. She liked it, so that's all that mattered. When they stopped making it, she looked on eBay to try and find some and get her a supply to hose me down with. And it was going, you used to be able to buy like a bottle of this stuff for like 30-40 bucks. I don't know, $100 maybe at the most, something ridiculous like that. They were selling for $800 to $1,000.
Holy cow.
I was like, nah, we don't need that much. So we didn't buy that. Florida fishing guru in the house. What's going on, my friend? Long time no see. Is absolutely right. Let's see. You got a couple of comments in here, just kind of trying to get caught up. Let's see. JG Hill says, educate yourself a bit what retail should be on an item, then think you should probably pay 50%. I don't know about all that 50%. I know a lot of people that are looking to pay like 50% of something. I think supply and demand has a lot to do with it. So,
yeah, at that time you couldn't find those remotes, you know, so everybody was gouging that. And I was willing to pay up a little more because I really wanted it and they were hard to find. But yeah, really, JG's right. Do your research, see kind of what they're going for everywhere else, and you can get kind of a baseline what you should pay at least, or at least a ballpark.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of I've bought like some lures, handmade lures and stuff off of eBay, which were decent. You know, they weren't great deals, but I can understand, you know, a small businessman who's hand making them in his garage or in his office or whatever, his den, whatever you want to call it, asking for what he needs to get for it. So I have no problem with that. It's kind of cool to have some of this one-off stuff too. Not necessarily like plastics and stuff, but like hand ties or hand carved wood and stuff. That stuff's pretty cool. I kind of started collecting things like that when I come across them. It's kind of nice to have here in the office. Chris is going to bed. Have a good night, Chris. Let's see.
Good night, Chris.
Creel's got another tip. He says, usually the more pictures and info that there is in an item description, the better off you are more likely to be legit. And if you're a seller, you're more likely to sell it too, because people love to get that information. They want to know exactly what they're buying. That's a great tip.
For sure.
Look
Yeah,
at
take
this.
pictures of all the model numbers, every different angle, everything. People like that.
Carolina Catfish in the
Oh,
house. What's going on? They say I have a Tarova with a remote 36 volt, 112 pounds of thrust for sale. I just sold mine in 10 hours. You might want to list that on Facebook, my friend. There are people looking for them right now. Ask a fair price and you'll probably get it though. But that brings up something. I had an idea, and I was talking to Lyle about this week. You know what I think we might start doing on Panfish Nation? Maybe once a month, once every other month. Maybe we'll do like a Panfish Nation swap shop deal. Not in place of a show, but like an ad hoc show at the beginning or the end of a month, something like that. We'll get that figured out. We'll try it a couple of times and see how it goes. But what we'll do is if you have something you want to sell, we'll put the link out there. You can come up here and if you want to try and sell it to people and even if it's just to post your link for a sale item, I think that'd be kind of cool. I remember back in the day on public access television, people doing that kind of stuff. That dates me, doesn't it? That really
we
dates
used,
me, Richard.
we used to have a radio auction around here. Do the same thing on like Saturday mornings.
Yeah, I think I heard that show. I just don't remember what it's called. But I thought maybe we would do that. It'd be a service to the community. Also, might be a good way of getting some new blood in here if we can get that, advertised on Marketplace or something. I think that'd be kind of cool to do.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
if you guys like that idea or if you hate that idea, let us know in chat. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I think people would enjoy it just for the entertainment factor. What's out there? They may not even be looking for something, but just see something, a good deal, and yeah, somebody looking for something, don't know where to turn. Yeah, that might be a good idea.
And look at this. Creole says that his radio station does it, the local one. Very cool. Yeah, I never claimed it to be an original idea. I just thought it'd be something kind of cool to do on the show. Danny Stone says, I just ordered a bunch of Abu repair parts from eBay. Always been good in the past. That brings up something. Parts. Hard to find parts. We got a lot of do-it-yourselfers in the community. I mean, you fixed your lower end. I'm always working on my bolt. Lyle's always working on anything and everything. If you guys don't know, Lyle's a pretty mechanically inclined dude. He can pretty much fix it if it uses electricity or gasoline. He knows how to fix it. There's no reason why you can't. And same with Josh. Josh is pretty handy as well. From his weekly show too, you would figure so. But parts and stuff are pretty good to find on eBay. I use eBay for a lot of real parts and such. So there's
you
a
need
good
a real pole or a handle or something. That's a real good place to find them.
Not even that, my beloved Stratix that I had, I stepped on one in my boat, like 2 years ago, and I didn't break the reel, but I did bend the crap out of the bail on it. Oh, look at him! He's going to show me that.
It's my beloved, man. That was my big Christmas present from Stephanie this year.
Have you tried it yet?
Oh yeah. I've caught some bass, caught some crappie. I really love that thing. It's a good reel, man.
You don't believe it until you use it, but there I go. I'm a Stratic fanboy, so I got to get off of that topic. So,
yeah, I was like, it's a spinning reel. They're all the same. They're not all the same.
They're absolutely not. So, Sean T's joined us. What's going on? How you doing, Sean T? Let's see. I think Danny Stone had something. Yeah, Troy Lyle is fine. He's just having to take care of stuff regarding his sister that passed away. So he's just been kind of beat once he gets home, physically tired. So he's been having to do a lot of stuff having to do with her estate and that. So he asked us to step up for him. So yeah, he is fine. And don't be late next time, Troy. Wabash Nate in the house. How you doing? He says, you just got to make sure they are legit. No butt hats.
Right.
I call them ass hats, but yeah, we get it. Hey, there's John from Small Waters Chargers. Look at this. He says he just got a Vanguard to go with his Stratix. He knows what I'm talking about, too. Buckeye Catfishing just showed up. He says the Trading Post, WBZI in Ohio, each weekday at 11 or 12:15 to 1 p.m. Oh, see, look at that. So I think we should start doing it on this channel. We'll finalize the plans with Lyle, so make sure that he's on board with it. He did talk a little bit. He thought it might be a good idea. So I think be kind of cool to do. I think whether you're the panfish community or even the catfish community, I think we'll just sell anything and everybody on here. So
Do they even, just kind of a random thought, do they even still have, or did you remember getting the Big Nickel magazines, or was that just like a local thing?
It might have been a local thing, but
around here in Missouri, when I was a kid, every gas station you go into, there'd be called the Big Nickel, and it was basically like before there was online. It was just anything for buy or sell or trade, and you could take it home, kind of thumb through and see if there's anything you wanted.
We had Auto Trader, which was always free, and we also had just called The Trader, which was from the same company that was always free. And we had Motorcycle. Those were all free. And in order to get into one of those publications, you would pay whatever it was. I think the last time I got in Motorcycle Trader is when I sold my 94 Fat Boy. I think I had to pay like $115 to get in there on an highlighted ad. That was back in the day. So LG Bass in the house. What's going on? He says hello, Richard and me and Chatty Chat. Been listening but couldn't chat. Good to see Tom. Been seeing a lot of him around lately.
How's it going, Tom?
Sean T says he misses saltwater fishing.
That's completely off subject too, but that's something. The past few days I've been watching Bama Saltwater on YouTube. Never had any interest in saltwater ever. I'm watching this guy just down there tearing them up. And I'm kind of thinking, man, I wouldn't mind going to the Gulf one of these days, trying that a little bit.
I'd like to too. Was he catching speckled trout? Because I think I just came across one of his videos yesterday. I was checking that out over by the coal plant. Did you see that video? That he was slaying them back there,
killing
them. John over at Small Water Charter says we had a paper called the Iwana Swap Shop type. Man, we're all getting dated.
I know, right?
Bug in the house. What's going on, Buggy? He says, okay, no takers on the rod. I do have a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle tackle box. This baby has one drawer. It is broken on one side. Just put sinkers in the box. You know what? This might sound kind of funny, but it's true, Bugman. You might be able to get some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle collector to buy that on eBay. I would look into that.
Okay. That comment right there reminds me of another thing, too, is used to, and you do come across a lot of junk at like yard sales, flea markets and stuff, but I have actually come across a couple good deals at flea markets. We have a thing called 100-mile yard sale around here once a year, and it's this certain highway anyway. It's lined up, and every time I'm going by and I see fishing poles sticking up, I always pull in and check them out. And I found some nice rods, man. Yeah. I found a couple Abbey reels and a few Abbey rods before for a pretty good price. But a lot of times you will find the old 1960s Plano with a bunch of melted plastic worms in it and stink bait, But sometimes you'll come across. It's always worth stopping and looking.
I kid you not. What's the name of this? I have it here on my shelving unit. The Pocket Fisherman. I bought one from a garage sale like 2 years ago. Been meaning to take it out and give it a whirl.
I've always wanted one of those. Closest I ever had is me and Steph bought a couple of these little fold-up Zebcos. You can see how long the thing is, a little telescoping job. And we would throw those in the saddlebag of the motorcycle, and me and her would go like bait fishing or just go catch some bluegill or somewhere, and we could throw those in the box of worms or something in the saddlebag. Those were pretty cool. But I always wanted a Pocket Fisherman.
They sell them. I think they still sell them because I came across them, I think, on Amazon. So if you guys are interested in it, you can go there. I bought this thing at a garage sale for 75 cents, I think. So I'm like, done. I'll take it. That was the only thing I bought that day. But yeah, I'll here where I live, they only allow garage sales on Fridays and Saturdays in the summer.
Really?
Between Memorial Day and Labor Day for the most part. I don't know why I don't have garage sales, but when they have them, I'll drive through a couple of the neighborhoods that I know, and I'm always looking for them fishing poles sticking up in the air. So,
oh yeah,
I'm trying to think if I found anything good in them. No, I haven't, but you might.
You also places will buy, it's not really used gear, but discounted gear is if you have like a big outlet store near, like we have Bass Pro Shop here in Springfield. Just a few hours away from me, and we go once every couple of years, we'll go out there and just look around, spend the day. Well, they have an outlet store right next to them, which is, I guess, it's not really like their seconds, but stuff they didn't sell a lot of, or they're kind of going out, closing out. And I bought last time we was out there, I bought 2 or 3 nice bass rods, a couple reels, and all kinds of lures and big swim baits stuff. I got like for pennies on the dollar. It's another good place if you got anything like that around you. Keep an eye on them.
We get the at the Cabela's over here. I think it's called the Bargain Cave.
Okay.
I think it's the same deal. I always march through there. So, and the
Oh,
wife
yeah.
always goes through there, and there's always like t-shirts and stuff that she picks up for herself. So not only do they have tackle and stuff, but they got like fishing related products in there and hunting stuff too. That reminds me, I've been looking for a pair of binoculars. I'm going to have to start looking for some when I go over there. LG Bass says, we have a local radio channel that does a show once a week called Tradio. You can come on the show and list what you want to sell and post your contact number. Pretty cool. Hey, so we'll do it. We'll do a swap shop like that on here too. Danny Stone says you got to get up early for that 100-mile yard sale here. Fishing stuff is always the first thing gone.
He ain't lying. It goes pretty quick.
Tim remembers a pocket fisherman, Ronco.
Ronco.
Pocket fisherman.
Was that Ron Popeil?
Oh, yeah, Ron Popeil. Did he make? No, Ron Popeil did all the kitchen gadgets, didn't he? And the sewing gadgets.
Might be.
He did a lot of them. That was a long time ago. Oh my God! Don't blink.
He did the aerosol can too for your bald spot. You remember that?
I should get some of that. Maybe.
There you go.
It's funny you mentioned that. At my barber, the kids get their because kids got spotty beards and stuff. You and I don't have this problem, but the kids that have this problem, they actually fill in their beards and stuff when they go out on dates, like on Friday nights. It's pretty shocking. I don't care for it. John says not only a pocket fisherman, but and a Mr. Microphone. I can picture John using a Mr. Microphone. John, there's something for your videos. You should get one of them and use it on your boat.
Hey, there you go.
Or you can use a bedazzler.
A bedazzler.
Oh, okay. Jeff Beal says the Goodwill, you can score some stuff. It's funny that you mentioned that. I bought my bait tank from Goodwill. I got a 100-gallon stock tank from Goodwill for $9.99. $9.99. So
you're kidding.
I am not. I upset some people with that. To this day, they don't talk to me about that, but that's another story. So
I didn't know Goodwill had stuff like that. I thought it was more just like kind of clothing and houseware type stuff.
I actually am going to Goodwill. Wife has been going through the closets and stuff after we got back from our trip. So I got some stuff to take over to Goodwill. Actually, I drop it off at the Salvation Army, but it's right down the block. Maybe I'll swing by Goodwill and see if there's anything in there. I'll keep you filled in, Richard, if I find anything.
Cool, man.
Danny says, I've bought several Abu reels at yard sales. They thought they were broke, just needed a new paw. Got them for $5, Danny. That's a heck of a deal. Now, there's something that I do still to this day. If I'm bored now, there's nothing to watch, or I'm just hanging out here at home enjoying an adult beverage, I'll get on Facebook Marketplace and I'll look for Abu reels.
Mm-hmm.
I do that all the time. I shouldn't be telling you folks, but it is driven off the location, and none of you are urban dazzling urbanites like myself, so I ain't worried about them getting on my into my except for maybe maybe Ryan, but I think he's a pen man if I'm not mistaken, so I think I'm safe. And I'll buy reels off of there for cheap, and if they need repairs, I'll repair them and offer really cheap. I'll kind of lowball ones that are broken, and then if not, I just rip them down and rebuild them once I get them and they're like brand new. Throw a power handle on there and you're good to go.
Good to go.
Yeah, that was where I was.
Marketplaces. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, Richard. I didn't mean to interrupt.
I was just say, Marketplace is a great place in my opinion to find anything specific. Sometimes I'll just get on there and just look fishing stuff and just see what's out there, because I might not know I want something until I see it, kind of thing, And selling too. I've sold a lot of stuff on Marketplace. Boats. I've sold 2 boats on there, a bunch of just random gear.
Sold a canoe, a kayak. Obviously, the trolling motor, multiple pieces of electronics I've sold on there. Sold anchors on there. Sold some stuff for my aunt. A bunch of other stuff, but yeah, this stuff goes pretty good. Either it does or it doesn't. If it's not going fast, lower your price, and at least you're getting a few dollars for it. You don't need to be cheap and stingy like me. So, and Creo comes up with a good point. That's where I was going next. He says, don't forget about pawn shops as well. Sometimes you can find a pretty good deal. Yes. I don't visit the pawn shops around here too much just because we're such a densely populated area. So getting, deals and stuff are few and far between. Last couple of times I've been in there, all I've been finding were, musical instruments and tools for the most part. So. Tim Molina says Walmart has something similar. When stuff is out of season, you can buy it cheap.
Yeah, they call it a clearance aisle here. They have like 2-3 aisles set up with one will be all sporting goods, one will be all tools, clothing, whatever. Yeah, you can get some real good deals on the clearance aisle too. I bought a ton of jigs one time. They had those little small packs of Bobby Garlands or whatever for like a quarter a pack. Bought them all.
It's that time of year too to check out your Walmarts too, because now they're kind of clearing way for the spring stuff. So they'll be discounting that, and I'm not going to get too much into that comic because somebody might not like me mentioning anything. But yeah, absolutely right, Tim. 100% right. I'm kind of just going through chat. So do you ever do any pawn shop shopping, Richard?
Not really. I did when I was a little younger, just for what you said, instruments basically when I was playing a lot, looking guitars and things like that, but never really thought to look for too much fishing gear. I have bought a couple bows, for hunting, accessories, stuff like that. But no, I've never looked too much fishing stuff. But I might start now. We got a couple here in town. I might have to go start looking at them.
Penny Pincher and Traders Glen is our papers and radio stations. 922 says. Yeah, I might have to stop. Now I'm thinking I need to stop at the pawn shop. I don't have enough time in the day for all of that. Right. So. Well, we are falling behind on the chat here. Ryan says he's got Penn and Abu. Says your local bait shop may have used gear for sale. His does.
Yeah. Bait shops are far and few between here, but we've got a real good one in Caruthersville, Missouri. Grizzly Jig Company. You may have heard of them. They're a pretty big outfit, but they have like a little kind of used section. People trade-ins or just what do they call it? Consignment. They let them, put their stuff in there and they get a little piece of it. But yeah, you can find some good deals down there and stuff.
I've seen a podcast that's actually broadcast from Grizzly Jig Company.
Oh yeah.
What is it called? Crappie Connection. I listen to that quite a bit. I watch it on YouTube too. And I look at all the plastics they have there. I'm like, there's no way I'd ever be able to make a decision or spend less than like hundreds of dollars while I'm there. And that's a lot of plastics, isn't it, Richard?
Dude, if you go in there, you will, I promise, you'll start prying your wallet open. You can't help it. They got so much cool stuff. And I'm glad to see I know this is Panfish Nation, but they're starting to get into the catfish business a little more. It started off, there was one little section in the corner, in the very back, had a few hooks and a few rods, but they've really expanded and get a lot more catfish stuff and crappie stuff. If they don't have it, you don't need it, man. Anything you could want.
I think I remember hearing Danny, and he'll correct me if I'm wrong. It'll take me a while to get caught up in chat here. Say that they sell skipjack there too. I was kind of surprised to hear that. So.
Yep. Yeah, they sell skipjack, any kind of catfish stuff, as far as gear, rods, reels, line, hooks, and things.
Look at this. Jeff Beal says he scored an Abu Garcia Ambassador Royal Express. I'm going to have to check that out. I don't think I've ever seen them. But I know that Van, he gets a lot of his stuff from pawn shops. That's where he gets a lot of the Abus he comes across.
Really?
I guess, what I would do is if I was freakery one, I would definitely make friends with that owner or the people that work there and give them your number and have them contact you if anything like that comes in, if they want to liquidate it quick. So,
yeah.
Hey, there's Misplaced Country Girl Fishing. How you doing, dear? Welcome. She says hello to both you and I. She's talking about CatCon in there.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that's driving right now headed to CatCon.
Yeah,
kind of the big to do right now.
there's people that have been there for a few days already too. I know a couple of that
Oh yeah.
TikTok crew has, and all of them. I think they've been there for a while, hanging out with Chris and that. I hear they're having like an after CatCon party, which he told me to swing on by if I was going, but I am not this year, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Sean T Outdoors from Louisiana says Walmart stuff for spring. Heck, our Walmart put out our spring stuff in November. I don't doubt that whatsoever.
Yeah, same here. We're not going to make it CatCon again this year. Same as last year. We're saving up all our vacation for May. So that May trip kind of trumps everything for me, man.
I'm with you. I'm looking forward to that. I got a countdown on my phone. I'm ready to go. I'm really looking forward to that, especially having my new boat out there too. I think that's gonna be fun. I'm gonna have to get you and Stephanie out there one day, save you some fuel money, and keep me company. So
sounds good, brother.
We'll get it worked out. That's going to be a good time. So let me go through chat here. I'm trying to get caught up. What's going on, Fever? How you doing, Austin? Danny says I had to make a skipjack run there once when Richard and I were baitless.
He sure did. He come in a pinch. He drove all the way down there and picked us up some bait so we'd have something to do our show.
Freddie, what's going on, buddy? Says, well, once you buy FOA gear, you'll never sell it. Freddie, I just made sure your stuff was still in my boat. I went through all of that, but we can talk later. I got it ready to go. Next time I go catfishing, I'm going to put them suckers to work again. So people are saying hello in chat. I think I caught up in there. So yeah, I plan on getting some definitely some pawn shop time in now that I think about it. I'm trying to think where there's some other stuff. I mean, you could go garbage picking too. Yeah. I'm not too proud. If I see some fishing gear or something, I would definitely pull over and stop.
Well, you'd be surprised what people probably throw away. Like Danny was saying earlier, just, feels a little sticky or grindy or paw wore out, they just pitch it. You can fix stuff for next. And a lot of times you just bring stuff up, clean it up. That's all it needs. Get a little grit, sand in it, Mm-hmm. A lot of people just ain't willing to work on stuff like that or don't know how, So
well, they don't know how. I mean, there's people out there, younger people, being old is not so bad. They don't know how to make ice manually in one of them old-fashioned ice trays.
Sure.
There seriously is. So, I mean, and with YouTube, there's no reason why you can't go on YouTube and watch some videos how to rehab or redo something, fix something. It's the way to do it.
Yeah.
And right there, Misplaced Country Girl, just like I said, you can figure it out. YouTube will show everybody how to do that. Squirrels, join us. What's going on? He was a fun guest to have last week. I want to thank everybody for letting us start a half hour early last week. I really wanted to have Dawson on here, and he works and he rushed home just to be with us. So I appreciate him 100%. So what do you got going on your channel, Richard? What's the latest? I know you've been a little slow, but I think with the summer coming around, you think you're going to get back out there and do some videos or some live streams? Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, the first thing I'll probably do is do some crappie videos just because the crappie are on right now. And I really want to get on that before it gets too late. I've played around with the live scope a little bit back in the fall when I first got it over at the river, just, learning it. I actually want to set it up and get on some crappie with it. I think that'd be a lot of fun. My local lake, a guy 2 days ago caught the new lake record. It was 4.29 pound crappie. Wow. And and I know where he was at. I've seen the pictures. Not that I would do that, but no, they've been tearing up the crappie lately. So I want to go get on some of those, and we'll definitely video that. Get Stephanie back on the boat, do some dragging. She loves dragging. So there'll be some dragging videos. And of course, I think me and Danny, Jerry, Creel, we're going to start trying to do some more river rat shows. So we'll be going live a little more. That's about all I got going for right now. Just got to get the computer in, get it set up, and get Miss Stephanie to work. I'm sure she's good at it too. So I think you got it made. Now, if I could teach my wife how to edit video, I'd be happy too, but I tried. And she ain't having it 100%. I'll be lucky if I get her into the couples tournament again this year. Man, that was a lot of fun. Y'all did great. I hope she does. Locally here, I can't keep up with some of the people out there, whether it's, on the Tennessee or even Lake Baldwin, but we had fun. I had a good day hanging out with my wife. It was a warm day for that time of year. I was actually happy about that.
Mhm.
Put her on like some decent fish. Um, I think she got her PB channel cat. I think the one was like 7 pounds. So we're gonna try and beat that this year. She said she'd actually go fishing with me here in a couple of weeks when it gets warmed up. I told her,
Heck yeah, man.
I kind of guilted her. Okay, here's the truth. She is pretty competitive. My wife's extremely competitive. So she wants to do a little better next year. So I kind of use that to tell her she needs to get some practice and just self-serving to get her back on that road. So
Hey, whatever it takes, man.
we're gonna
I
try
know
and get her.
she was a little nervous about being on live, but man, she did great. You guys looked like you had a lot of fun. It was. I hope you do it again.
I don't think she was nervous as much as she didn't really care to be. She's just like that. I mean, she talks to like at conferences with in front of 1,000 people, and she kills it there.
Oh
So
wow.
I don't think that was the issue. I just don't think she wanted to be online. So I did have her on my show once. It was like a Christmas 2 years ago, but she had a little adult beverage to help her get over that. Let's see what Tim says. Pawn shops are good for you, Mark, because the only chance of finding a deal is old classic stuff. If it's new and name brand, the owner usually knows what he has. That's a good tip, definitely. Wabash State says when all the kids had it, was the only time his wife said go fishing. You must be talking to someone else. There's Jesse from Outdoors Addiction. What's going on, Jesse? How you doing? He's somebody I'm going to fish with this year for sure. So yeah, I know a lot of people were telling us about the swap shops on the radio stations and TV shows and stuff that they were having. But would you guys enjoy a show like that, like maybe once a month here on Panfish Nation? Just like give me a thumbs up in chat to see. And I can bring that back to Lyle later this week, and we can talk about a little bit and see if we can put something together. I think that'd be kind of cool. And then once you came up here and showed your stuff off, look at this, Creole's got the big thumbs up. We can post your contact info, whether it's an email address or link on Facebook. I think would be good to go that way.
Yeah, I can't speak for the ones in chat, but I know me. I think that'd be a really good idea. It'd be fun, just to hang out and watch and see kind of what comes up. And you might be looking for something specific too. And as a seller, I mean, like I was telling you before the thing, I've still got several rods that I don't need. I'd like to sell them. I'd like to get on there and try to maybe, when y'all have your thing, let me come up on the show, on the first show, and I'll try to sell a couple rods, man.
You got it. We'll put that link up there and give everybody. We're gonna have to put a timer up. You get X amount of minutes or something like that, depending on how many people. Jeff came up with a great idea. He says, so next week we all meet back here and see what we picked up at the pawn shop, Goodwill, etc. That's kind of a cool idea. We could do a show and tell on that swap shop too, if you people want to do that. That would be kind of cool. I see it grown idea, community grown idea. I like that. Wabash State says he definitely watched too. Very cool. Let's see what else is going on. I know Chad tomorrow has his CatCon pre-conference show. And I think Josh does his Saturday show, so check out Josh's channel. Stan too, he has his Friday night show that's coming up, folks. And of course, we got Catfish Weekly every Monday night. Hopefully Lyle will be back for that. So I'm trying to think what else before we close up shop here. I think that's it for tonight. Make sure you keep everybody who needs prayers in your prayers and your positive thoughts. Reach out to those people definitely. And there's Tim Molina. He says everyone will be broke next week. Oh, look at that. JG says, I thought the idea to Murillo having a swap shop on his channel, he said he was too busy. Oh, I did not know that. I didn't mean to steal an idea. Just kind of came across it. So
hey, great minds think alike.
Absolutely. Sampy's in here. Sampy, hello. So yeah, thank everybody for tuning in. We'll see you next Wednesday on Panfish Nation, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Richard, thank you so much for being here. If you're not subbed to Richard, why I don't see why you wouldn't be. His link's down in the description, or just go to Fishin. That's spelled Fishin, the letter N, Freedom on YouTube, and you'll find him right away. Everybody have a great night. I appreciate you, and we'll talk to you later. Wish me luck tomorrow, Richard. I'm going fishing.
Good luck, brother.
All right, bye.